Pitch Dingman Competition of the Year. I will say it seems almost unprecedented to cancel school at 2:30 for like the day before. So knowing that you don't have school tomorrow, we'll make sure to keep this running on time. I'm Ilana Fine. I'm the Managing Director of the Dingman Center for Entrepreneurship. It's really exciting for you to look out, and I think every time we do this, I recognize more and more people in the audience. Just want to set the stage for tonight. The culture of the Dingman Center, obviously as an entrepreneurship center, is always to be looking forward. What's the next event? What's the next program? What do our students need? How do we want to stay ahead? But another important part of that culture is to not forget where we came from. And so tonight is a little bit about that. Over the past 2 years, we've been very, very focused on expanding our network. So bringing in more students, more advisors, more alumni to really grow this community. And it has definitely been paying dividends. We've got, I think this semester, Adam can give you the right number, but I think we've got almost over 120 students already coming to Pitch Dingman on Fridays. We used to have sometimes that many throughout the entire year. Throughout the year we have 60 to 80 different advisors come in, different board members, donors, all those things are working for us. And so typically for Pitch Dingman competitions are typically part of that effort to bring new people into the Dingman Center, to bring alumni back, to show them the great things that our students are doing and look at this as a kind of a teaser to get them more involved. But as we were thinking about what we wanted to do for this Pitch Dingman competition, we thought about really recognizing some really important people who have helped make the Dingman Center what it is today. So I just want to take a couple seconds to give the Dingman Center version of the bios of our judges here, and then I will turn it over to Danielle to talk a little bit more about the structure of the competition. So our first judge is Tian Wong, who is a very successful entrepreneur and probably the most networked person in the DC area. Tian has been, and I probably won't even capture all of the contributions that this panel has made to the Dingman Center and the Smith School. Tian has been an entrepreneur in residence, a board member. He served on the Dean Search Committee years back and has always been just a great advocate for the Dingman Center. Mark Walsh, who is a serial entrepreneur, currently executive chairman of HomeSnap, founder of Genius Rocket, is the chairman of our board of advisors, has been on the board for I think at least 10 years. What did I get it wrong? Both Tian and Mark have traveled to China with us and Mark has continued to be, always been a great supporter of the Dingman Center, all of our efforts, not just here on campus, not just with all of his connections locally, but really nationwide as well. Harry Geller, I could probably ask for a raise of hands, and half the room at least probably has met with Harry. I might be wrong on that number too, it might be a little bit higher. Harry is a serial entrepreneur. I think he started over 12, 15 businesses. Is a board member, an entrepreneur in residence, a sounding board for all of us at the Dingman Center, and an incredible supporter of not just the Dingman Center, but the university. Asher Epstein, who many of you guys in the room might not know as well, but Asher was my predecessor. He hired me to work at the Dingman Center almost 5 years ago. I was just saying earlier, that's certainly one of the best phone calls I ever took. So I thank Asher for being here and also for bringing me into the Dingman Center. Our last judge, who is stuck on Route 1 traffic, which all of you can probably appreciate, is Liz Sarah. Liz Sarah is also an entrepreneur in residence. She has a very successful technology company consulting business. She has been on our board. She's also on the marketing faculty as an adjunct professor here at the Smith School, and is very involved with the Dingman Center Angel Investor Network. So this is, as I would say, this is our Dingman Center All-Star panel. I know the judges hopefully can stick around for a couple minutes, if anyone, after the competition to meet some of you. But I also want to say this is also a personal, a lineup of people who have been extremely supportive of me. So I want to say thank you to all of you and thank you for being here. So So I will now turn things over to Danielle to give a little bit of an overview on the competition.
And I've been tasked with planning this event, so thank you so much for all of you for coming out and for being here, especially our fearless founders in the first couple rows. Thanks guys for coming to support your peers. So today we're going to have 5 teams pitching, and we had upwards of 15 to 20 student companies that applied to be in our Pitch Dingman competition. 10 made a semifinal round, and now we're down to the top 5 student companies. They've been coached, they've practiced, and I know that they're all really excited to be here, so pay close attention. They're each going to give a 6-minute pitch, followed by a 2-minute Q&A from the judges only. And then our prizes are $2,000 for the first place winner, $1,000 for second place, and then audience choice will be $500. So later on, you all get to text a vote for your favorite company, and that company will win an extra $500. So these are our judging criteria. I'll let you read them yourselves, but this is what the judges are looking for in each of the pitches. So make sure you're paying attention to these things as well when you're deciding who you want to text or vote for. And without further ado, our first student company is 407 App Studios.
Hi, my name is Gedali Goldpastor, and I am the CEO of 417 App Studios. Puzzleable is our first product. The problem that we're trying to solve is that social interaction has become exceedingly brief and unemotional in today's digital age. When you scroll through the newsfeed, you never actually absorb any information, and when you send and receive an image from your friend, it only lasts a matter of seconds before all is forgotten. In order to have meaningful social interaction, one must actively engage with their content and have a role in the two-way communication. With Puzzleable, you can now send a picture with a personalized message to your friends and family in the form of a simple 9-piece jigsaw puzzle. By combining photo sharing and messaging within a gaming format, we're able to provide our users with a more memorable, meaningful, and enjoyable social experience. Puzzleable is the only software of its kind that combines the virality of photo sharing with the popularity of gaming. My co-founder and I have bootstrapped this company with $50,000. 5 months ago, we launched Puzzleable on all iOS and Android devices. Since then, we've accumulated over 16,000 users. We have trademarks on our name and logo, as well as a copyright on our source code. We have raised $10,000 at a $2.5 million valuation, and our YouTube marketing campaign has garnered over 5 million hits. We've been able to create 5 paying jobs for University of Maryland students. We've been featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur. We won first place at American University's Entrepreneur Fest, and we've also won 3 grants from the University of Maryland, including the Do Good Challenge. I'm CEO of this company, but I'm also an engineering student. Zach Matz is my Chief Operating Officer, and he studies in the School of Public Health. Pranchu Desai is our Technical Manager, and he has over 4 years of experience in this field. Our investor, Danielle Vogel, is the owner of Glenn's Garden Market. Our lawyer, Garth Beal, is also a University of Maryland graduate and the Vice Chairman of Lito's Pizza. Antonio Liviano is one of our paid University of Maryland students, and his YouTube channel has over 2 million subscribers. Matt Wells and Greg Greenberg are also part of our paid Maryland team, and they both go to school at the business school. This is our technical team in India. We are working with one of the top 3 companies in all of India, and at any moment, we could ask them to solve one of our technical issues. 3 months ago, we launched unique product placement videos featuring Puzzleable, and since then, they have gone viral, accumulating over 5 million views. We are in the social gaming market, which is expected to be a $17 billion market by 2019. We are also in the mobile application market, which is growing at 130% per year and is expected to be a $77 billion market by 2017. Puzzleable is available on all iOS and Android devices. This means we can capture up to 84% of the market. Puzzleable is primarily used for games, social networking, and entertainment. These 3 channels make up to 45% of the time that people spend on their smart devices. Based on our current user data, we're seeing that our target market are girls between the ages of 13 and 24. The value propositions that we provide to our users is a combination of photo sharing, messaging, entertainment, and gaming. By combining these two, we are able to offer a stronger value proposition. When you slide each puzzle piece into place, you are actively engaging with your content, thus making it a more memorable and meaningful social experience. Also, because you are communicating within a gaming format, it makes it more enjoyable. Our competitors are Draw Something, which is an app that allows you to draw a picture and send it to your friends. This app was acquired for $200 million. Minecraft, another multiplayer puzzle game, was acquired for $2 billion. Snapchat, which allows you to send photos to your friends, is currently valued at $16 billion. Puzzle is better than the competitors because we offer all these value propositions in a more simple and unique format. Currently, our focus is on growth. Once we reach 1 million users, we will achieve profitability, making thousands of dollars of revenue per day. At 10 million users, we can see a potential exit, and at 100 million users, we can go public. Our monetization strategy is in-app advertising as well as in-app purchases. We're seeing a lifetime value of our user of 75 cents, and our cost of acquiring a user is 10 cents, thus giving us a return on investment of 65 cents per user. So at 1 million users, we can see up to $650,000 in revenue. At 10 million users, we can see $6.5 million in revenue. And at 100 million users, we can make $65 million in revenue. With your investment today, we will be able to improve our software to up the viral coefficient as well as improve our engagement. With higher retention rates, we will be able to deliver more advertising impressions to our users, and with a higher viral coefficient, our customer acquisition costs will go down. 2 years ago, we started this company from scratch. Now, our product has been live on the market for 5 months. Since then, we've been able to create a vibrant, active, and worldwide puzzleable user base. Right. And I have 22 seconds. Awesome. We've been able to have a local impact because we've been able to create new jobs for University of Maryland students. Our goal within the next few years is to be #1 on the App Store, and your investment today will help us get there. Thank you very much.
Innovation, and today we're going to present you our first product. Let's talk a little bit about ourselves.
My name is Ethan Regia. I work for Engineering Information Technology, servicing and managing 3D printers and other rapid prototyping equipment.
I'm David Kreisberg. I'm also a mechanical engineer. I work with the machine shop, and I'm taking a minor in entrepreneurship. Now, I got a question for you. How many of you enjoy music? A quick raise of hands. All right. Now, how many of you use earphones, the one you put into your ears, to listen to music? All right, almost everyone. Now, tell me if this scenario sounds familiar. You're walking around, listening to your favorite jam, maybe it's Miley Cyrus or Justin Bieber, and next thing you know, your wire gets tangled, your clothes, you move around, and your earphones fall to the ground, they're covered in mud, or maybe you're riding your bike, and they fall to your chain, and bam, there goes your earphones. I know this is really frustrating because it's happened to me. So we came up with the Aura Sport Attachment.
The Aura Sport attachments are accessories for the current headphones that you already own. They'll just snap right onto your wire and then hook around your ear and hold the headphones in while you're engaged in physical activities. They're secure, and we'll actually have a demonstration later to show you exactly what they can support. They're universal, so they'll work with your current headphones. They're durable. You can just take them and fold them up and stick them in your pocket, and they won't break the bank. They're very affordable as well, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So currently, headphones are an $8.4 billion industry. More specifically, we're targeting users that don't already have a dedicated set of sports headphones. So the primary market would be users of MP3 players and smartphones. There are currently 1.5 billion smartphone users in the world today. And almost every major brand, including Apple, HTC, Samsung, include a pair of non-sports headphones that could benefit from the use of our product.
So what's our competitors? We said before, our competitors is any company that does dedicated sport headphones. However, the issues we've seen with them is that A, they're quite pricey. B, if they're not pricey, you're sacrificing sound quality for a lower price. Some of them can be quite bulky, as you can see on the right side. They're not very flexible, they're quite rigid. You can't really put them in your pockets, throw on the go without potentially damaging. However, fortunately, with our RS Sport attachment, you take them out and put them in, and it doesn't matter because they will not break. They're not delicate.
Let's talk a little bit about how we plan to monetize this idea. So there's currently a $6 MSRP for the standard injection molded model, according to some user data that we've collected. And we also plan to have a $10 customizable version available online. The current price to manufacture these is less than 50 cents a piece, so that is already a 1,200% markup. The cost will decrease over time as we initiate the mass production phase.
So how will we make money? We have 3 stages. We will start locally here at the University of Maryland. There are currently 69 sports clubs here in Maryland without counting the team. And we hope that every single member will get a core sport attachment. Secondly, we've already started working on a crowdfunding Kickstarter campaign that will hope to go viral soon. From there, we will have an online store with our own website. And once our product has expanded up, we hope to partner with larger companies and expand to the retail business, whether it's City Sports, REIs, or even other companies that sell headphones or sports gears.
So this is where we need your help. With the funding that we hope to get from this competition, we'll initially focus on our Kickstarter campaign. As he said, we've already begun work on that, and advertising locally and online. We'll then spend around $800 on the initial tooling and production so that we can begin generating inventory. We also have begun the patenting process and hope to secure a patent to protect our intellectual property. From there, we'll begin the Kickstarter with a goal of $10,000, and there will be a Kickstarter fee, and we plan to focus on advertising as well with that money. And then those are the production costs after the tooling has been completed in the first phase for creating a Kickstarter program.
All right, now we have a short demo. Let me tell you about a scenario. Let's say you're using your headphones to talk on your phone. And next thing you know, your phone slips, drops. Well, what's going to happen to your earphones? They're going to yank right off, you're going to be on your phone, and potentially you can crack the screen of your phone if it hits the ground. Now, we will solve that with the RS Sport attachment.
This is about, it's a little more than 1 kilogram of PLA. It weighs about 3 pounds. A little bit more than your average smartphone, you might say. I just wanted to demonstrate here the weight that these headphones are able to hold. Thank you very much. If anybody has any questions.
My name is Eric Binsley, and thank you so much for allowing me to speak to you today about my product. The Saver-Fi bar is a delicious, savory, and all-natural alternative to the sugary processed meal bars that are currently on the market. I'd like to tell you the story of how Saver-Fi got started. Last fall, I started my doctoral studies in music here at UMD. Between classes, rehearsals, and my assistantship in the standby tea department, I found lunch to be a really challenging meal for balancing cost, nutrition, and time involved. So my first thought was, well, I've been consuming protein bars for many years, so that seemed like a good idea. But then one day, I was standing in Safeway, and I was in the energy bar section, and I asked myself, did I walk into the candy aisle? I couldn't find a single option that wasn't a glorified candy bar. And with flavors like chocolate brownie, vanilla, and mint, I never felt like I'd actually eaten a whole meal's worth of calories. So then I thought to myself, well, I have 20 years worth of baking experience. And for several years, I've been making sweet protein muffins for my family and friends. So I altered the recipe to use savory ingredients. I tried dozens of iterations, and Saver-Fi was born. It comes in, first and foremost, we don't compromise on taste. It comes in delicious flavors that consumers want but cannot currently buy, such as pizza, cheddar jalapeno, and garlic bread. It is a great source of all-natural, high-quality vegetarian protein, which keeps you feeling full longer. It is the only protein bar that has no added sugar or artificial sweeteners. So your blood sugar isn't going to drop an hour after you eat it, like with other products. Originally, I envisioned the Saver-Fi bar as being twice its current size, but the feedback I consistently got from the testers was that they were very satisfied with the 200-calorie serving. And the great thing about that is that after eating a SavorFi bar, you don't need to feel guilty when your coworker offers you a slice of chocolate fudge birthday cake. The competition just doesn't stack up to SavorFi. Very few companies are producing savory protein bars, but in late 2014, Kind released a line of savory flavors because this is what consumers want. SavorFi contains more protein than any comparably sized protein bar, and this is great for maintaining a healthy body weight and for building lean muscle. I'd like to point out that the supposedly healthy Pro-Bar meal, it has as much sugar as a Snickers bar. Now, SavorFi is one of the few bars that is both nut-free and gluten-free. SavorFi bars are a great choice for anybody who needs a quick meal that doesn't require refrigeration or cooking equipment. But to address our target market, I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine. Anita is a young professional in DC who works full-time and is also pursuing a master's degree. She really tries hard to eat healthy, but many days she has to choose between Hot Pockets or not eating at all. But SavorFi bars allow her to have sustained energy through the busiest of days, and they don't break the bank, and she doesn't have to eat greasy fast food. There are approximately 50,000 young professionals like Anita living in the DC area alone. Our initial cost of producing one bar, which includes our bulk supplies, commercial kitchen rental, and fair wages for employees, is $122. We plan to sell the bars initially wholesale to local health food retailers for the price of $165. This is a 35% profit margin for us. Through customer discovery, we found that people will gladly pay $250 for a SavorFi bar. And if we assume in the scenario that 5% of the young professionals in DC buy just one SavorFi bar once per week, it will produce, at these margins with manual production, a profit of $53,000 a year. Now, I'd like to point out that this is just the young professionals. So this doesn't include people like my dad, who eat 3 or more SavorFi bars per week, other people outside the target demographic, like my coworker, who plans to buy them for his kids, or the young professionals who live in DC and Maryland. And as we produce higher volumes, we'll have much lower per unit costs, which will lead to higher profits. As volume increases, we plan to work with a contract packer, and that will significantly cut our production costs. So given that there are 38 million young professionals in the United States, if just 1% of them bought one SavorFi bar once per week, that's nobody else, nobody buying multiple bars per week, we would produce a profit of $17 million per year. An important question for today is how we plan to spend the $2,000 funds should we win first prize. Well, clearly, the sensible thing is to spend it all on wholesale ingredients and make the world's largest SavorFi bar. It's the size of an Olympic swimming pool, and it weighs 530 pounds. But in all seriousness, here are the ways we plan to use the money. The largest costs are associated with FDA compliance. We'll be working with local food scientists to ensure this goes smoothly. And this is the cost of initial commercial run.
Hello everyone, we are at Tapster and we're here to redefine the restaurant experience. We guarantee that when you leave here today, the next time you dine out, you're going to want to use Tapster. So here's our story. My parents and I, we love going out to dinner once or twice a week. One of our favorite restaurants is Cheesecake Factory. Upon arriving at Cheesecake Factory, we already know what we want to order and we're starving. But when we get seated, we'll have a hard time grabbing the waitress as she runs, he or she, the waiter runs away after taking our drink orders. So the average wait for party is 23 minutes, and we want to make use of that. The way Tapster works is that a customer arrives at a restaurant, checks in, and then pre-orders their food while they're waiting. So upon being seated, the food will be there within minutes. The traditional experience involves a ton of waiting. You arrive, wait, sit, wait, and then even at the end of the meal, you're waiting for your check. But the Tapster experience enhances and expedites that whole process approximately by at least 25 minutes. So tables are able to be turned over more quickly for restaurants, and people are happy because their stomachs are filled more quickly. So why Tapster? We did some research in 2013, a survey of 100 restaurants indicated that they want this type of technology implemented. They just don't know if it's going to get them higher profit margins. From the customer perspective, we did a survey of 100 customers, and 78% of them said they would utilize a pre-order and bill payment app. For the restaurant, the value proposition is quicker turnover of tables, direct feedback to the wait staff and menu, and simple analytics. So what's our addressable market? We're addressing high-volume restaurants such as Olive Garden and Outback Steakhouse. At first, our share of initial market was going to be about 7,000 people because we wanted to target hyper-local restaurants because we knew that these corporate chains were really reluctant to implement such new technology because of hardware costs and training fees. But after exclusive meeting with Darden Restaurant Group, the world's largest restaurant group, we figured out that they actually want something that integrates directly with POS systems. And today there is technology that does that, and it's called Positronics that maybe we'll talk about.
All right, so we're looking to partner with a company called Positronics. It's developed a RESTful API that will allow us to communicate with the actual restaurant's server backend that they have in-house. The way we're going to do this is that Positronics provides kind of like a virtual POS system in the cloud that we'll develop tabs for and do all of our testing through that. And then once we finally go to deploy the app, it's really easy. Rapid deployment. You go to a location, you install an agent on the back-end server in the restaurant, and you can do it in under 2 minutes, and it's done to go. Now I'm going to go and kind of walk you through our app here. We have a screen to show you. So basically, when the customer wants to go out for dinner, they're going to pull up our app. They'll have like a selection of restaurants. They'll go ahead and tap Olive Garden. It'll bring up the description of the restaurant, Olive Garden, give you the time, general description, wait time. Then you go ahead and tap on I'm here. You tap on I'm here, it's going to take you to the pre-order screen where you're able to select a menu item. You select the menu item, bring you the description, show you a picture. It'll give you a customer rating, price. The customer rating feature we really like because this is going to provide analytics to the restaurant as well as to the customers. After they leave the restaurant, they'll be able to review their wait staff, the actual menu items from the bill, and all that. You go ahead and click on Add to Order. You'll come back to the pre-order menu. You can pick whatever other items you want to add to order. Go ahead and click Finish Adding Items and Pay, and then you'll come to the Pay screen. And then customers are able to pay through their app. We're going to have Apple Pay integration. We'll also just do regular credit card processing. And then Nathan will talk about a little bit of our competition.
Yeah, so who already exists? So right now, our biggest competitors are apps such as OpenTable, Reserve, and Cart. Looking at this matrix, one of the biggest things that makes it stand out is the pre-ordering functionality that Tapster would offer. Also looking here, OpenTable is considered to be our top competitor when we enter the market. However, one thing that we did notice is OpenTable, or high-end restaurant chains are shying away from OpenTable due to their upfront hardware costs that they charge. And this is something that we addressed very early in the beginning, and we are actually avoiding these costs by completely integrating with restaurants' POS systems. So we're also different from OpenTable because they're asking the question to restaurants, oh, you need help filling these tables? We can do that. But we're better. We're asking these restaurants, oh, you need help turning these tables? We can help reduce the time that your customers spend inside your restaurant through methods like pre-ordering your food, paying your bill electronically, and actually we believe that this app will help increase the volume for these stores, and in turn will make us an affordable investment for them. In terms of revenue streams, like I mentioned before, since we're avoiding hardware costs, we're able to offer really competitive prices. We'll be charging $50 for monthly subscription fees, which is actually half of what OpenTable charges right now. We'd also charge $1 per diner who uses Tapster, which is similar to what OpenTable uses. And lastly, no upfront cost. So this is our team. Sunil and I are leading the business side of the app development, and Nick and our last member of our team who's going to make it today are leading the tech side. And funding. If we were to win the $2,000 first place prize today, we would spend about $1,750 of that towards app development and use the remaining $250 towards marketing.
Thank you.
Where do you think this?
Every day, students like us struggle to balance our busy schedules. We constantly face a demanding course load with endless amounts of homeworks, quizzes, and tests. And on top of all of that, we have other commitments as well, to clubs, to intramural sports, and to other activities. And some days, we just don't have a lot of time to walk all the way to our favorite restaurants, wait in those long lines, and walk all the way back to our apartments. And what's even more problematic is that the restaurants we love simply don't deliver. Now, let's think about the people who are in the line at these restaurants or in the vicinity of these restaurants. These people are a wasted resource that have yet to be leveraged. In comes Victus, our mobile application that seeks to create a self-sustainable delivery community, connecting those who desire convenience with those who are willing to provide it. Every college student has the opportunity to join our community and give each other access to nearly every restaurant near their campus. Now, imagine today I'm just swamped with homework and that I'm just craving Chipotle. So I log on to Victus, navigate to the Orders tab, and select Chipotle. I order the usual, a burrito with white rice, brown beans, and whatever else I like. The great thing is that I can use electronic payments and don't need to use cash at all. Now, let's switch perspectives and imagine that Avinash is a potential deliverer near Chipotle. And once I submit my order, Avinash will receive a ping notification notifying him that I have requested something for order. He can navigate to the request tab where he will be able to accept my order or anyone else's. He can also use the location-based filtering tool to only look at requests that are near his return address. Once Avinash arrives at my location, I will confirm that I received the delivery, and Avinash will confirm that he has delivered it. This completes the transaction. Now both parties will rate each other's performance, and wallets and taste buds will be billed simultaneously.
So currently our revenue model consists of a three-tiered approach in which each tier represents ranges of order amounts a customer can place using our app and the premiums they would be paid depending on that range. As we mentioned before, our deliverers are given this premium upon completion of delivery and performance of the service, and we plan on keeping 20% of each premium. These premiums are set to incentivize both the person ordering from our app and delivering from our app. So our initial market is comprised of the 27,000 undergraduate students here at the University of Maryland College Park, and we plan on targeting 15,000 or 56% of the total undergraduate population living in the vicinity of Route 1, more specifically the 12,500 living on campus and the 2,500 living off campus. We also found that 26% of people order delivery or takeout at least once a week, leading us to 3,900 potential customers taking advantage of our app on a weekly basis. Our main competitors are Grubhub, Seamless, Postmates, and DoorDash, but when it comes to speed, price, and coverage, they simply don't compare. While these companies contract out their deliverers, our self-sustainable delivery community makes us faster, cheaper, and allows us to cover all restaurants. So we plan on using a three-pronged distribution approach in order to effectively deploy Victus. Our first stage is market research. We have already conducted preliminary interview surveys to show that there is demand for our product. However, we wish to delve deeper, further, to see what features exactly our customers desire. Our next stage is our rolling beta, which will help us control our consumer-to-delivery ratio and will act as a key marketing strategy for us. Following an invite-only system will allow our application to be an experience that is sought out for. And finally, we'll deploy the application in the Google and iOS app stores. So if we were to win the $2,000, we would use $400 for promotional content. This includes everything from banners, stickers, flyers, a website, basically any visual aid that will help increase our awareness on college campuses. $800 will go towards UI design, which consists of assets and logos created by professional graphic designers to ensure that our ad is aesthetically pleasing for our customers to continue to use. Finally, the remaining $800 will go towards strategic deployment, which as mentioned before will include our rolling beta and providing customers with promotional codes, coupons to incentivize them to use our app.
Our vision starts here at the University of Maryland, and based on conservative estimates of our market, we can achieve $26,000 per year in revenue. And what we've noticed when visiting other colleges is that there's a similar Route 1 dining experience and thus demand for our product. And if we scale up to these 100 colleges, we can generate $2.6 million in revenue per year. Now with an established delivery infrastructure, we can expand beyond just delivering food into delivering groceries and other essential everyday items. With this expanded service line, our possibilities are endless. With our passion for this product and our team's experience in technology and business, and your support, there's no reason why Victus can't be on every college campus. Thanks.
Thank you.
First of all, round of applause to all of you. What I'd like to do is first have each judge just offer some overall advice to all the entrepreneurs. We'll start with Tien.
I thought the pitches were great. There are no losers here. You are all winners. To borrow a quote from Mark Walsh. And you really did a great job. Awesome job. I would just say, speak from the heart more as opposed to memorizing words, and really let that passion come out.
I will echo that opening sentiment of congratulations to all the teams. I also think that you can never have enough real-world examples. I think each team had a lot of that. But in judging, we're all human too, and to relate to real-world examples in any possible way that you can with your product or service is usually very, very valuable. But again, it was a dynamite evening, and congratulations to all 5 teams.
Great competition. What I would focus on is when you're going to succeed, how do you prevent others from copying your idea and taking over the market? And how do you position yourselves against the competitors already in the market? Because these are great ideas, but there's lots of other companies out there with more resources, and when they see what you have, if they like it, it's going to be hard to compete. So making sure that you have a strategy to be nimble and competitive.
And I would say that business is all about making money, so don't lose sight about how you're going to continue to make money and how your price is likely to change based on things that change in the market.
What she said. Since I'm working with a lot of you, just focus on the product market fit. Like, how are you going to, it all sounds good, but really, do people want to buy it? How are you going to get customers? Because ultimately, that's whether you're going to succeed or fail. So, people want to buy it.